astrology update. I wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about Pluto being in Aquarius. So, if you've been listening to my shows, you know that on the 23rd of March, Pluto moved into the zodiac sign of Aquarius. Pluto is our lord of the underworld. He is our, he's been associated with wealth and power. The best thing about him is that, and I have a little sweet spot for Pluto because he goes in there and he gets done what needs to be done. Okay, he deconstructs in order to reconstruct, and he's looking for something better. This means he doesn't just go in there if something is working. What it is that he sees something that is not working, that is out of date, that is just, well, I will say it how he would say it. Something that has taken too much power to itself, and something that has just become very deceptive and deceiving. And he will dig all that up and look at it and says, he weighs it. And then if it's given too much power, if it has too much power, he will proceed in breaking it down and destroying the structure. And the United States has been in his Pluto return. So, that's very powerful energy right now that we're going through. And if we can look back to our maps, when the last time, Pluto spends 240 years for an orbit. So, look, let's do that. Let's pay attention. So, Pluto destroys in order to create. Okay, and let's go deeper. Let's go deeper than that. All the action that we're having in Aries right now, and I don't know if you've watched, but I have done some videos that shows how much action is going on right now in Aries. And this is energy of new beginning, of a new start, of it's time for something new. It's a new cycle. And it's like a big wave. It's a big wave of energy that's hitting us and telling us that it is time. It is definitely time to go forward and move forward, to look at what's going on around us. This is like initiation type energy. This is changing everything, because our eyes are being illuminated to all of the underhanded and dirty stuff that goes on within those top-down structures that Capricorn represented. And we can see all of this happening. And Saturn in Pisces is giving us that energy of releasing what we thought we knew, what we thought was our foundation, okay? And opening up to something that is of a higher good. That this is Saturn in Pisces. Pisces represents that higher expression, right? This is that higher energy, spiritual, okay? Not religious, spiritual. That's what I'm talking about. It's stepping up. So we may not have all the answers right now, and things may seem in a mess, and it's like, okay, wait a minute, I'm not really sure. These pieces are falling, and I'm not really making head nor tails. But don't fret. This is all in a process of saying that there is an unraveling that's happening right now. It'll all come into play, but it'll all fall into place, I should say, but it is an unraveling. Pluto in Capricorn, Pluto in Aquarius, it is about seeing what you're capable of, what you're able to go to. Pluto looks right through you. It looks at your core of who you are. It sees through to very innermost part of you. And it sees all, Pluto is looking all past the illusion, the physical illusion, and looks at the soul of things. So we're also looking at, how are we at new beginnings? How are we at new beginnings? A lot of us hate change. How many people say, I hate change? Well, if changes are only constant, and if we can't go with that, we are going to struggle in our life. There are changes that are coming. But also, we have these new beginnings that are happening, and we're trying to figure out what is feeling right for us. What is our intuition telling us? What is our gut telling us? And we can have worries about, how can this happen? How is all of this going on? And I will add here, for this energy with Pluto and Aquarius, we are at such critical time right now. If you are trying to fit into a mold that everybody has painted for you, or you're trying to fall into the popular idea of things, you are not going to be living your truth. You are actually going to fall away from what you are. And with Pluto, he's going to take that away. So Pluto says that, when you're an Aquarius too, Aquarius can be cultish. It can be those, if you don't think like us, then you're wrong. And there's no other if and buts. If you don't agree with me, then you're wrong. And I'm not listening to your reason because you're wrong. It's my way and that's it. Pisces can fall into that cultish type thinking, because it represents society. It represents like a mass of people, like a bunch of people, right? A bunch of people going in a certain way, in a certain ideal. But if you are trying to fit into anything that doesn't truly resonate with who you are, your values, and what you want, it will fall away. And it will go easily, or it will go, you will be drug away. But I promise you, these changes are coming, because that is not your truth. That is not your truth. Pluto in Aquarius, this is also looking at your purpose on life, on here on earth. What are you here to do? We all have our own unique energetic essence. And I was just talking about this with a student of mine, with a friend of mine, and we were talking about things that getting to the truth of the matter, getting to the heart of the matter. So what is our purpose here? We were talking about birth charts, and our birth chart gives us a glimpse. It's like a blueprint. Now, that's neither good nor bad. It is what it is. That's energy. It's our perception that colors it good or bad. Okay? So, in this, we are seeing what we're moving through, what energies that we are moving in through. We have our own unique energetic expression, and we are here to express that that essence to everyone. And it's just like Reiki healing. Reiki healing is really popular now. When I began back in 2007, you could hardly find anything. I mean, if you found a teacher, you're like, oh yay, especially one that you can afford, because there are some places that charge outlandish money for training, which to me is unneeded. But each their own, I guess. Again, that to me is something that really should be looked at as well. We all have bills to pay, of course, but at what point are we pushing that line and having too much power? That is Pluto as well. Remember, he looks at what has too much power and he destructs. So we're seeing a lot of different stuff coming out of nowadays with Reiki and energy healing and all of that. But in saying that, um, with Reiki, there's a lot of people that do Reiki, but there's not a lot of people that have the same energy in the session. Everybody has their own unique healing speciality that they add to it, whether it's just that loving energy or happiness or whatever. Everyone has their own unique spice that they add to things, and that's what we're here to express. And if you are not expressing that, then you're not living your truth. You're not living the truth of who you are. Pluto in Aquarius, this represents the soul's knowingness, things that have come with you from past lives, or you know, DNA. Okay, and it's things that you have, brought with you into this life. Um, Many programmings. A lot of us have been, all of us have been programmed from the moment that we are born into this world, and we have programmings that have hurt us physically, emotionally, mentally. Our light body, our energetic body. I was just talking about this today about trauma, working through trauma. It represents this. It will, what I'm talking about is associated with this, because this is talking about your light body, your energetic body, that light out there. This trauma, you may work through it here, but it may still be here. It takes time, and then depending on what you have went through, it's not overnight. It's not overnight. We live in a world of just instant gratification, and that's not the way that life really is. The natural world, it's an unfoldment. It's the beauty of the unfoldment. And, this digital world and whatnot, this is great. But let's not lose the beauty of the unfolding of life and how that is. That's also about programming as well. Taking those programs out and, unplugging and getting out there and watching. Your spirit essence always travels with you. So that's something you need to realize. So taking that time to get in nature and separate and be alone, that will help you. Also, we're going to be looking at what raises you up, what feeds your energy, what makes you happy, what inspires you, what lights you up from the inside. That is one good way of how to find your purpose. And if you're still struggling on, what do I like? Well, first of all, you have to get out there and find out what you like, right? You're not going to find that by just staying in your house. You have to go experience life. Aquarius's work is to find what is unique in you. So what makes you different from the rest? Don't be a cookie cutter, don't be everything the same. Individuality is so important. That is one of the blessings that we have here, is our individuality. And I'm not one for conforming. I'm not one for this all of what I've been seeing, of just this conforming, of not even looking and paying attention, just doing so because my best friend's doing so. Well, why are they doing it? Well, I don't know, because somebody else they know is doing it. No, guys, that's not living your truth. That's following the herd. Following the herd goes both ways. Okay? And that again, you have to look at you have to step outside the box and see a bigger picture of things that are going on. If it's not a part of your truth, it must go. Trust your own energy during this time. Trust your own values. And I will just say to you point blank, when the sun moved into Aries, the sun is exalted in Aries. That means he's like just nice and radiant. He's strong energy. He's fully he's fully expressing himself, and he's embracing who he is, and that's the message too. You see how this is going, it just goes right together. um, this is the energy of embracing yourself fully for who you are, including the energies within your DNA, within in your spiritual. It's calling all of the different pieces together back in you. Bring your energy back to you. Those situations that left you heartbroken and you feel like there's a piece of you left, call that back to you. That's yours. Call your energy back to you. And we are calling all of these different parts of ourselves back so that we can work in harmony and we can get out of this, this cycle that we have been in. The past 3 years has been a time of stagnation, and guys, that's not good. Anybody that is spiritual in the least knows that stagnation is not a good thing. We have to move forward. So also this can tap into this kind of energy. Can tap into our Akashic records as well. So it's about, we know that energy, right? We know that energy. And embrace who you are. We all have not had perfect lives. We are all human. We all make mistakes, but you know what? You've learned from them, hopefully, and you've stopped doing them, hopefully, and you grow beyond that and you get better. It is time, I will say point blank, it is time to step up, step up, step up. Pluto sees your power, and he says it is time, and with the sun in Aries, Chiron in Aries, Jupiter in Aries, it is time to step up your game. It is time. Get off your bottoms. Live from your power. Live from your power of who you truly are and all this gift that you have. Live from that. That is your truth. So, this is a time where, you're not looking for validation from other people. You're looking at yourself and what is going to make you be the best you can be. What will enable you to live from your power? What is feeding you? What is depleting you? We all have different situations that we have to go through, and I get that. Sometimes it's not easy. Shoot, when is it easy? When is it easy? Because I would love somebody to tell me how easy life is, because I haven't seen it. And I know people that have had it worse than me. So when is it easy? There's always these struggles, there are always these challenges that help us break away from that cult mentality, from that herd mentality as well. Break away from that and shine your own unique light to the world. And I know that you have a gift, and it's time to find it. It's time to shine from within. So that is it for the update. I hope you enjoyed that. I will say that, it's time to step up and get this ball rolling. It's time to move forward. Newness is here. Live from your power. Stand in your power. Acknowledge your power. You are a powerful being that is just, and we've been programmed out of who we are, and it's time to remember who we are and step up into that greatness. Step up. All right, guys, you have a wonderful, wonderful week, and stay tuned for Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on fringetv.online. I have an astrology show, and I will cover the rest of March, the last week of March, and into April. We do have a Libra full moon coming up. I won't be talking about it on that show, but I will the next show. But I'm doing a read up to what that is going to represent, and we all know that I'm sorry, I said full moon in Leo. I do apologize. I do apologize. That was a full moon in Libra. I think I said, anyway, I don't know. I can't remember now. I'm writing all of this energy, but this full moon in Libra is going to help balance this energy out, and it's really going to bring some attention to our partnerships as well, all of them, not just our romantic ones. So stay tuned for that show, 8 p.m. Wednesday nights. All right, I'll see you then. Merry part till we merry meet again.